Return to Silent Hill is not just a horror movie about monsters and fog. It is a story about grief, guilt, repression, and self-punishment, and how the human mind can turn trauma into its own personal hell. This film attempts to adapt Silent Hill 2, one of the most psychologically disturbing stories ever told in video games. And while the adaptation stumbles, the story itself remains deeply haunting. So let's walk through Return to Silent Hill, scene by scene, meaning by meaning, from beginning to end. The film opens not with monsters, but with absence. James Sunderland is a man already broken. We see him isolated, emotionally hollow, drifting through life without direction. His wife, Mary, has been dead for some time, taken by a long, terminal illness that drained not only her body, but their marriage. James isn't just grieving, he's rotting from the inside. His memories of Mary are fragmented, tenderness mixed with resentment, love tangled with exhaustion. The film makes it clear that her illness didn't just hurt her, it consumed him too. Hospital rooms, endless care, emotional withdrawal, guilt he refuses to acknowledge. Then comes the impossible. James receives a letter. It's written in Mary's handwriting, it's addressed to him, and it says she's waiting for him in Silent Hill, their special place. This is the moment the film quietly tells us something important. James doesn't go because he believes the letter is real. He goes because he wants it to be. Silent Hill is introduced slowly and deliberately. No jump scares, no chaos, just fog. Thick, suffocating fog that erases distance and direction. The town feels abandoned, frozen in decay, as if time itself gave up trying to move forward. James walks into this place willingly, and that's crucial. Silent Hill does not trap people, it invites them. The town reflects what's inside the person who enters it, and for James, it manifests as emptiness, confusion, and denial. Buildings are hollow, streets are silent, reality feels unfinished. As James explores, the town begins to change. Metal rusts, walls peel, sirens scream. The world shifts into a darker version of itself, a hellscape of corroded steel and industrial decay. Silent Hill isn't transforming randomly, it's responding to James. James soon encounters other people in the town, each one representing a different response to trauma. Angela. Angela is quiet, frightened, and deeply traumatized. She is searching for her mother, but it's clear she's running from something far worse. Her world burns constantly, symbolizing a lifetime of abuse she cannot escape. Angela represents self-hatred and victimhood turned inward. Eddie is aggressive, defensive, and emotionally volatile. He claims people are laughing at him, judging him, mocking him. His denial is rage. Eddie represents repression turning into violence. Laura is the strangest of all, because she isn't afraid. She runs through Silent Hill untouched by the horror. She knew Mary personally and insists Mary hated James. Laura represents innocence, the one person not consumed by guilt. Silent Hill has no power over her, and that should worry James. Then James meets Maria. She looks exactly like Mary, but she isn't her. Maria is warmer, more confident, more sexual. She laughs easily. She desires James openly in ways Mary couldn't during her illness. Maria is not a person. She's James's idealized fantasy, created by Silent Hill from his suppressed desires and guilt. She's everything he wished Mary could still be, and everything he's ashamed of wanting. Every time Maria appears, James is drawn closer to denial. And every time she dies, violently, suddenly, it reinforces the truth James refuses to accept. You cannot rewrite reality. Unlike traditional horror films, the monsters in Return to Silent Hill are not random threats. They are manifestations of James's subconscious. The nurses, sexualized, twisted, inhuman. They represent James's buried sexual frustration during Mary's hospitalization, desires he hates himself for having. The most iconic monster in the film, Pyramid Head, is not a villain. He is James's executioner. He exists to punish James, to force him to confront the truth he's been avoiding. Pyramid Head appears when James lies to himself and disappears only when James accepts responsibility. That's why there are moments when Pyramid Head doesn't attack James at all, because James hasn't earned punishment yet. The film introduces the Order, a cult tied to Silent Hill's past. They are connected to Mary's family history and are framed as having influenced events leading to her death. This is where the adaptation falters. By externalizing blame, by suggesting Mary's suffering was caused by something outside James, the film weakens the story's core message. Silent Hill 2 is powerful because no one is to blame except James himself. Still, within the film's version, the cult exists as background noise, less important than James' internal reckoning. As James ventures deeper into Silent Hill, the town becomes more aggressive. The environments grow tighter, the monsters more personal, the memories harder to ignore. James is forced to relive moments from Mary's illness, her anger, her cruelty, her fear. We learn that Mary wasn't always kind near the end. She lashed out. She hurt James emotionally. And James hated himself for resenting her. This is the heart of the film. James didn't just lose Mary. Part of him wanted relief, and that thought destroys him. Eventually, Silent Hill stops hinting and forces the truth into the open. Mary didn't simply die from her illness. James killed her. He suffocated her, believing he was ending her suffering, but also ending his own. This is the sin Silent Hill was built to expose. Not murder, but rationalized guilt. James loved Mary. James hated watching her suffer. James hated what his life became. And Silent Hill exists to ask one question. What do you do after you admit that? Pyramid Head appears one last time. But now, James doesn't fight him, because he doesn't need to. Once James accepts responsibility, Pyramid Head and the other executioners end themselves. Their purpose is fulfilled. Punishment is no longer required. What remains is choice. The film's ending suggests James leaves Silent Hill, carrying Mary's letter and Laura at his side. This implies an ending of atonement. James chooses to live with his guilt instead of denying it. Not redemption, not forgiveness, just acceptance. Silent Hill lets him go because it got what it wanted, the truth. Return to Silent Hill is an imperfect adaptation of a masterful story. It stumbles by explaining too much and externalizing what should remain internal. But beneath its flaws lies a deeply disturbing narrative about grief, self-deception, and the human need for punishment. Silent Hill is not evil. It is honest. And sometimes honesty is the most terrifying thing of all.